Porsche Cayenne Turbo, introduced in 2003, was the vector for a contagion that has since spread to the farthest reaches of the automotive universe. The 1992 GMC Typhoon may have been the first diagnosed case of this high-performance SUV virus, but now even Ferrari is running a fever. Symptoms can include weight gain, swelling of underhood forces, elevated profit margins, and thinning of a brand's heritage. While the 2017 Cayenne is still frothing mad in Turbo S form, the Porsche's overhaul for 2019 with Stuttgart's latest infection means this could be our last checkup with the current model. High's mighty thrust and V8 raw, comfortable, supremely capable, beautifully crafted. Low's seriously expensive, many luxuries not standard, newer version imminent. The arrival of our Cayenne Turbo S test car was timely since we had just revisited the BMW X5M, the Porsche's chief rival that is due for a refresh of its own soon. Despite base prices some $60,000 apart, these two are very similar both in mission and execution. This second-gen Cayenne debuted for the 2011 model year. The Turbo S was last updated to its current state of tune for 2016, which we've previously sampled in both Germany and Sweden. But this is the first time we've been able to affix our testing equipment to one sick patient like the Bimmer. The Porsche's gutsy 4.8-litre V8 employs a pair of turbochargers to produce its maximum 570 horsepower and 590 lb-ft of torque, topping the X5M's 4.4-litre by a mere 3 horses but a more substantial 37 lb-ft. The 2017 model betters the 2014 Turbo S last tested by 20 ponies and 37 lb-ft. And thanks to our test car's $3,210 variable performance exhaust, that immense power is accompanied by a guttural V8 bellow that sounds pleasingly healthy in all the ways the X5M's synthetic murmur does not. The top-spec Cayenne also features a masterfully tuned 8-speed automatic transmission, an advanced all-wheel drive system, and the Porsche Torque Vectoring Plus PTV Plus system, which apportions thrust between the rear wheels via individual brake applications and an electronically controlled differential. And you can't miss the Turbo S's standard carbon ceramic stoppers, which cost $8,840 on lesser Cayenne. They're hulking calipers, housing no fewer than 10 pistons each, in front and 4 each in back, wrap around a massive 16.5-inch front and 14.6-inch rear rotors like bright yellow growths. Despite some initial squishiness to the Porsche's brake pedal, their bite is strong and easy to modulate, with none of the squeaking and jerkiness that plagued the early days of carbon ceramic brakes. Other standard fare at this level includes Porsche's PDCC active anti-roll bars, as well as the Sport Chrono package with its dash-stop analog lap timer and Hardcore Sport Plus chassis setting. The Turbo S can easily tow your 911 GT3 to the track. It's rated to pull 7,716 pounds and has up to 10.7 inches of ground clearance if you feel the need to go off-roading in a 5,130-pound SUV that Porsche says can lap the Nürburgring in less than 8 minutes. Hardly bedridden, the Cayenne's driver grips a steering wheel that is rewardingly tactile and responsive, even if it is unsurprisingly muted compared with those of the brand's sports cars. And the conventional torque converter automatic does an admirable impression of Porsche's almost clairvoyant dual-clutch automatic transmission, with smooth, intelligently timed shifts that turn whip-snap firm when you stress the engine to its max. Some Porschephiles still may hold this SUV as an abomination, but the Turbo S's flow through corners and insane acceleration make it worthy of the Porsche crest. Depending on the driving mode, comfort, sport, and sport plus, the Cayenne's 4-corner, driver-adjustable air suspension can produce either athletic poise or lazy suppleness, and stellar composure at ridiculous speeds. Although the Turbo S doesn't share the X5M's eagerness to rotate at the limit, neither does its exceptional body control and compliant ride quality detract from its day-to-day livability. In the fictional world where luxury SUVs square off on the racetrack, however, this Cayenne falls slightly short of its foe from Munich. Unlike the X5M's staggered, Michelin Pilot Supersport Shod Setup. The Turbo S's 21-inch wheels 20s are a no-cost option or of a square arrangement with 295/35R21 Yokohama Advansport V105 performance tires at each corner. The big brakes and rollers helped return an impressive 156-foot stop from 70 miles per hour and 0.95 grams of stick on the skid pad, yet both figures trailed the 173-pound heavier BMWs. And while the lighter, torquier Turbo S has the needed grunt to beat the X5M to 150 miles per hour by 1.6 seconds, its 3.8-second dash to 60 miles per hour and 12.2-second run through the quarter-mile only equaled the Bimmers. Aside from the yellow bricks and the burbling exhaust, the Turbo S's exterior doesn't appear as brash as its performance, with classy, understated looks that border on sterile for a performance vehicle of this caliber. But the cabin is pure Porsche, with exquisite materials, perfectly balanced controls, and the brand's familiar instrument cluster with a central tachometer and digital speedo. Despite the button overload on the center console, an approach Porsche is moving away from with the latest Panamera and the new Cayenne, it all works quite harmoniously. And the standard 18-way power-adjustable front seats are both all-day plush and supremely supportive. The Cayenne 24 cubic feet of cargo space behind the rear seats falls well short of the X5M's 36 cubes, though. And in terms of fuel economy, hardly a deal-breaker in the Turbo S's rarefied air, the Porsche averaged only 13 miles per gallon during its stay with us versus the BMW's 16. Both vehicles returned the same 20 miles per gallon on our 75 miles per hour highway test. Milking the system, Porsche's notoriously detailed order sheet reads like a hospital bill, itemizing nearly everything as an additional cost. You would think that $160,000 would include a backup camera and proximity entry, yet Porsche's a la carte configurator lists those as standalone options for $660 and $890, all bundled in the $3,240 premium package plus panoramic sunroof, ambient lighting, ventilated front seats, blind spot monitoring, and powered rear side window sunshades. Along with the extra loud exhaust, our $169,555 test car featured a short list of additional conveniences that we'd expect to get on most luxury SUVs at half this price. Viewed alongside the $101,695 starting price of the well-equipped X5M, let alone the $86,995 for the 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk with 707 horsepower, the Turbo S's delirium seems to have infected Porsche itself. We're still waiting for the debut of the upcoming new BMW X5M, but the next-gen Cayenne Turbo S's hybrid setup, good for 680 horsepower in a 2018 Porsche Panamera Turbo S hybrid, surely will put it in the same loony bin as the Hellcat Jeep. While market forces have yet to find a cure for the epidemic of ballistic utility vehicles, at least we have a waiting room full of contenders for a future comparison test.